Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setup for today. So starting off with EURUSD, and we're on the 8-hour chart as normal. Now this to me is sideways. There's no other two ways about it. There is no trend here. We are stuck in this sideways range. So yeah, for me at the moment, looking at the 8-hour, there's nothing really on offer. If we start coming down to the 1-hour, we have a bit of a gap here, so I suspect we're going to sort of close this gap this morning. Is forming a bit of a so got a bit of a trend, but I suspect that that's only really going to come down to 125.99 or 120.600, and then we're going to have to wait and see what transpires from there. So my advice for you this morning is, if you really want to be trading this on this beautiful Monday morning, is to look at the 15 minute and trade with the trend on the 15 minutes. So right now, yes, we've had a gap up, but the trend is down. So that's why I say I suspect we're coming back to close the gap. But you'd want to be in on this short higher up, not in down here. So yeah, for me, I think it's pretty much wait and see what transpires down here. Could be a confirmation. This here could have been the confirmation on Friday of a trend reversal on that 155 moving average. So I want to see this gap close, see if it forms a double bottom and then sort of rallies up, and should technically rally up into this area here, which is 121.100. So if we can get up there, then you're looking for another move to the downside. But yeah, just zoom out in the bigger picture and you can see this chaos. So I don't see us breaking through this just yet. If we do break through 120.600, I'd want to see a retest, and then you can start looking for shorts to the downside. But at the moment, yeah, you are in a bit of a, probably could be the start of a channel to the upside. So just wait and see what transpires. I think this is your line in the sand, 120.600. Breakthrough, retest, then short it is. Otherwise, what you'd be looking for is support here, tight stop, and along. US dollar, Japanese yen. I don't like what we're seeing here. We've got a sort of a pin bar. We've got another pin bar forming. So tweezer top at the moment. Look at my oscillators here. That is looking like a reversal, and whenever that happens, I want to be in on that. So at the moment, the trend is up on the hour, and you can see it could be a double top here. So the double top is pretty much sitting there. So that's what we need to break. Okay, so that's a consolidation. We need to break below 106.356, retest it, then shorts are on, and you're going to pick up targets to the left on these tails. But obviously what you want to do is, first target is going to be this area here. But it's going to be pretty difficult. You see there's quite a bit of interaction there at 106.053, but that could be the double top target. But obviously we need to get below there. So get below 106.369 and you'll be looking for a short to the downside. Now, another one that you can possibly look at the 15, but you see on the 15 the trend is also up, so you should be looking to buy into this somewhere in this area where we are now. So that's two scenarios. So when there's two scenarios like that, there's a long and short opportunity, both of them with probably equal probability. I tend to just wait and maybe even just stay out of it and wait for something more or stronger to materialize at a later stage. So it is Monday as well, guys. So typically on the Forex markets, Mondays are quiet unless there's some catalyst that's going to come through later today. So a British pound, Japanese yen, big move down, big consolidation at the moment above the moving averages, big gap right now, and we're jumping straight into the hour. It's only at the 8-hour. You can see big down, big up, big down, and then we're kind of rejecting this area right now, and that is 149.053. So I would suspect, we are in an upward trend at the moment, but I would expect probably maybe a bit of a pullback, close this gap down here. It's kind of what it's looking like right now. This also looks a little bit like a flag that's forming. So, a breakdown and testing the flag, the closing the gap is also going to validate the flag, and then we're still above the moving average though. So we'll have to wait and see what happens down here. So 148.385 is what I'm looking for. I'm gonna delete that and delete that. Let's not pay attention to diagonals at the moment. So we want to see what happens in this area here. Okay, so that's 148.385 and 148.284. If we find support there, then long it is. If we reject that level and fall to the downside, then short it is. That's pretty much the plan on that pair. Aussie dollar, US dollar, we had a big move up, and then we've had this massive sell-off, and that was sort of late in last week. Basically what we've ended up with on the week as well is a big red. So we opened here, rallied down, so that's the tail, and now we've got a body. So we've got a pretty much a pin bar on the weekly, and that is a rejection pin bar. Just wait for data, and you can see there, not really a pin bar, but an engulfing bar. So that's a bearish engulfing bar on the weekly with diversions. Look there. So my view on this is probably more downside. So which is also going to lean to a stronger dollar, which is probably going to explain the other $2 pairs as well at the moment. So yeah, I think with Aussie dollar, US dollar, I think this trend is more than likely going to continue, but we'll have to wait and see what transpires down here at the gap. If we can find support there, then there's going to be an opportunity to buy into that. But if you look left, this area here is pretty much an area of support, strong support. So yeah, I think this is really just going to be interesting to watch and see at the moment. You've got this massive magnet to the downside. It's possible that it does come down and close here before moving to the upside. I'm not entirely convinced either way at the moment. So we do have some stimulus noise, which is probably going to impact us. So I think for me, this is just sit down and wait for the US Open to see what's going to transpire. I don't think I want to trade the dollar pair at the moment. Euro British pound. So this is the interesting one, because we've been in this trend for so long, and then we had this strong rally going into the week, and that's basically given us a tail green body engulfing over the previous week. So you can see that. I don't have to explain that. So there you can see big tail, green body, tail to the upside as well. Oscillators joining up, and not really diversions from the previous swing low, but it is almost a double bottom on there, whereas price is forming a different version of that. So it is a bit of a range bar, not so much engulfing, but it is a bit of a range bar. So what I would be doing here is just waiting to see whether this is the start of a reversal, and we're going to do that on the hour. So you can see on Friday it did look like it was starting. We're starting to get some buys in on the moving averages, and then we've gapped down at the moment. So wait and see at the moment to see what transpires here. But I am expecting that this was the break of the moving averages. We've got a crossover. Now we've got a little bit of a pullback at the moment based on Friday's move, but that could have just been profit taking, people not really wanting to hold over the weekend. And now what we have is we've got buyers stepping in again off structure. There's my structure there, which is 086369. So I want to see what happens if we can close the gap. We can get above the moving averages again, then this could form a wedge. So this move up, wedge, and then a second move up. So that's what I want to see. I want to see break above 086800 and retest that. That would confirm that we have a potential trend change for me, and we're looking to the upside. Alternatively, if we reject this area of 086800 and start moving to the downside, then I would expect more downside coming. So that's kind of a pretty nice setup, and I think London breakout at the moment, you can see there's the top 086527 and 0863 1.69. So that's the range at the moment. So if it stays inside that, then a break to the upside, you're going to get the height to the range. A break to the downside, you're going to get the height to the range to the downside. That's kind of what I'm expecting there. British pound, New Zealand dollar. I think it's time to take this off my watch list. We really, what I'm actually waiting for is a breakout of 192.013. And based on Brexit and a lot of things starting to come together in the UK, I'm looking for a stronger pound, and I'm looking for a weaker currency against it. So the New Zealand dollar is slightly weaker than the British pound. So obviously I'm looking for a pair that's going to allow us to capitalize on any breakouts. But you can see what happened last week. We sort of sideways, then big down, and then going until close of the week, massive move to the upside. Now, you can see Thursday was sideways, and then Friday was a massive day up. So I'm kind of just going to use a block here. You can see we've got some chaos that we're in here. I want to see us get above the moving averages and come back and test it and hold those moving averages that they start pointing to the upside. So we've got crossovers at the moment. So pull back into 191.482 and we start holding that would get me long. But then in the same breath, this area here of 192.043, if we can hold this, this is also looking like a pretty good area to be long. And what we're going to have to do is wait for the UK open and look at the 15-minute, that's sideways. You don't want to be in that now. And we're going to want to see what happens with this little range that's here. I'm going to use another blue block. So at the moment, if that carries on into the open, break to the upside, you're coming up to test 192.849. Break to the downside, you more than likely coming down to test 191.1482. This one is sit on hands at the moment. So that's that for me this morning. Those are the 6 pairs that I'm watching this week. Dollar pair is again in a confused state, or dollar pairs, so whether it's going to be strong dollar or weak dollar. I think there's still a debate out on that. And the pound is still my go-to at the moment. There is some pretty decent opportunities on the pound at the moment. So that's the one that I'm going to be watching for. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.